stuff. Yeah, so these are embedded in the trading platform. So if I go here to the scan tab, I can go like here, where is it? Load scan query. I can go create, and then it just gives me like a blank page right here, like this. And then I can just add in the criteria I want, like over volume of 1,000 a day, right? So over 1,000 shares traded. So right here, this is one of my scanners that I use. If you guys want to copy this one, I posted it on my TikTok, but this is one of my like earnings. Or wait, no, this isn't it. Let me see, which one was it? This one. So this one is how I scan for unusual options. So this is it's a super good way to find some like unknown stocks that aren't on like my normal scanners. So what this is looking for is it's just looking for options that are expiring in less than 30 days that have a volume of more than 500, open interest of more than 1,000. So volume, this means how many contracts were traded today. So it's looking for options, like specific option prices. So strike price with the date, specific option that has over 500 contracts traded today and in total has over 1,000 outstanding options. And then I'm just looking for calls that are today in profit, right? So I'm not looking for anything that's losing money today. I don't want to look for the options that are red. I'm looking for the things that are, remember, trend is your friend. The stuff that's continuing to go up follows that trend, right? And then right here, market cap, I just do this so it limits out like Apple and stuff because I don't want to see Apple every single day because people buy options on it every single day, so it always shows up. So you have to get out some of the big cap stocks. So what I like to look for is like when I go through this option scanner, since I gave it to you guys, I'll just show you guys how I use it. So I look for two different things. Sometimes I like to look for like a huge amount of strike prices all across the board, like here. So like here's CCL, right? So you can see how there's all these different option strikes. So there's 19s, 1950s, 20s, 25s, right? All the way down. And they're also buying different expiry dates. They're buying February 5th, February 12th, February 19th. So what that's showing me is these guys are extremely bullish on CCL. So they're trying to buy all the strike prices. They're trying to buy all the different expiry dates. So it's all across the board. So this is something that I could potentially look at, see the chart. Let's get rid of this stuff. These are just my Fibonacci's. So yeah, so it looks like a good setup here. So right here, a little bit of a downtrend, breaking out. So right here, so it's a good little cup formation, got above the clouds right here, 20 SMA, 9 EMA, both curling, and it's above them, which is super bullish. So it's super bullish here, right? It's got above all our lines. So now there's no overhead resistance anymore. There's no 20 SMA, 9 EMA or clouds. So what I'd wait for here is this 513 cloud to turn green. So I think it's starting to turn green here. So what I'd look for is a possible pullback to the 20 SMA and then a gap and run. And then we'd see some new highs here. So I'm going to keep CCL on my watch list. I like how they're buying all the options all the way out to February 19th, which is right here. Right, so if you look at like the average range on these stocks, you can kind of try and predict like the best strike price to use. So like you can look here, it tells you up here, see this R number, it tells you the range on the day. This is Thinkorswim. I'd highly recommend anybody, if you're not like too committed to a brokerage platform, to get Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim is like by far, in my opinion, the best platform for charting because they offer ThinkScript, which is how you can use import your own code and do custom code and custom indicators and scripts. So it's like super user friendly. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep CCL on my watch list because it strikes all across the board. And then the other thing that I look for is I like to look for some things. So like here's DKNG. This is insane, right? They're buying up absolutely everything. You look at the open interest, it's huge. The volume today, 50,000 contracts traded. February 12th, 70 calls. So let's see here. Yeah, so DKNG is making new highs, right? So I wouldn't buy this. This is no setup. It's just making new highs, breaking out. What I'd look for is a little bit of a pullback, maybe cup on one of my EMAs before it tests and breaks out. Analysis of CCIB. Yeah, I can in a little bit. All right, let's see here. So here's Ford. So what I do is I kind of disregard the ones that are that I know like Apple, Ford, stuff like that, the big stocks, the big highly traded, day traded companies. I just avoid those. Ford, I know there's this, I don't need to pay attention to this. I'd rather look for some companies that I've never heard of, or something that is definitely unusual to me, that there's a lot of options being bought. So like right here, there's only a couple strikes here. So like this is something that stands out to me, right? There's only like 5 strikes, FireEye. They're that cyber security company. So like right here, open interest. So today there's nothing unusual. There was 7,000 outstanding options already. Today there was only 2,000 more bought. So that's not extremely unusual today. So like what I'd like to look for is I want to see something with an open interest of like 500 to like 2,000. And today's like this right here. This is a perfect example. 31,000 bought today. Previous to today, there was only 1,200 outstanding. So tomorrow there's going to be 1,200 plus 3,100 outstanding. So this will change. I'll add these two together. So 32, yeah. So right here, this is extremely unusual, right? So today these guys were loading the boat on FSR. So if I go up here, FSR, then I can go to this, anybody using Thinkorswim, this will help you guys out. You go to the trade tab. And then if you come down here, it's where it says today's option statistics. You click this, and it's going to tell you the total outstanding calls versus puts on the day. So right here, I can see that today there was 98,000 calls and only 8,000 puts. That's extremely, extremely bullish, right? It's like 11 to 1 ratio, right? So then I can look over here. Let's see where if they're bought bullish, right? Trade at the bid or below. Yeah, trade at the ask or above. See, this is insane. 45% were traded at the ask or above. So these guys are trying to buy these options up like everything. They want these options, right? So they're buying the 16s February 12th. Right? So to me, this makes no sense, right? It looks like it's just consolidating. It's trading in the same range for the past 2 months. It's been trading in this range, just sitting on my moving averages, on my clouds, hasn't done anything, right? So to me, this is extremely unusual. I don't understand why anybody would buy these contracts. There has to be some type of news announcement coming soon or something. So I'd keep this on my watch list, and I'd see if it starts to get like a strong move soon, potentially some people buying in before some news is released. So this is what I look for on the unusual options. I like to look for stuff like this. So this is definitely extremely unusual to me, so I'll be keeping an eye on it, FSR. Using this, you can find some insane gainers. This is how we found Futu at like 50. We found Tiger like 13, 14. We didn't get an entry until around 16 though. But you see those options being bought on the big gainers. Futu was all across the board every single day when it was at $40. Then it hit $50 and it was just screaming up every single day. And we would see the options just being bought every single day. And we were just watching it. So yeah, this helps a lot. It really does. It's not something to just trade solely off of, but I like to use it to like cross-reference. So if I see like I sometimes use this as a way to find stocks, but I also use it as a way to like confirm my position on a company, right? So if I'm in like Futu or Fubo and I start to see a lot of options being bought, then that's gonna, or if I'm watching something on like my watch list, and let's say I'm watching, so like right now, let's say I'm watching Snow, right? So Snow has a decent setup, so I'm watching it, and I start to see a ton of options being bought, and it's on my watch list, and I like the setup. Then that might confirm me to start a small feeler position. Yeah, I'm gonna save these videos. I think I'm gonna like clip them and try and make it into a recording or something. I might like upload to YouTube if I get some good clips out of it. But yeah, it'll be saved in my VODs anyway on Twitch. So you can just come back to Twitch, just come to my Twitch, and it should be like saved under my profile. So yeah, here was the pins calls being bought today before their earnings. It gapped up like 8% or something after hours. So yeah, if you follow this options flow, you can see that everyone was buying up pins. PLTR, so that's something that I know it gets options bought every single day, so this doesn't stand out to me. Piton, they had their earnings today. They're down after hours, so all these guys are going to be crushed tomorrow buying the 200 calls. POW, never heard of that. Let's see what it is. Yeah, so this is this is a really good setup right here. Got that downtrend right here, hammer, 20 SMA. right here, reclaim, gap above this little cup, it's going. So right now it's too far extended from my lines. So like pretty much what I say is these lines are like a magnet. Once they get extended, eventually they're going to come back, and that's when you get the next setup. So when they come back, you don't chase when they're extended. So I like to just wait for the setup, be patient. There's no reason to chase anything. Eventually everything comes back to its mean. Let's see. Do you ever have days where you don't find a trade you can make? Yeah, that's a really good question. A lot of times so what I like to do is I kind of rate my trades on like a scale. So like based off of how many confirmations I have. So like, oh, it's holding the 9 EMA. Oh, this candle here, like such and such, whatever I use in my strategy. The more confirmations I have, the better the trade. So what I try and trade is only A+ setups. So that's when it has like pretty much all my confirmations that it's a really good setup. So the A+ setups are the things that I try and only trade, right? But it's hard to find the A+ setups. So a lot of times, yeah, I'll sit here and I'll watch and I won't find anything. Swingers, I can find swingers, but intraday, a lot of times when I'm looking to day trade, I just don't take any trades. I'll just watch them and the setups will never come.